Alright, looks like we got a late join. Now we're going to be using the Brass Beast. And my goal with today's video is to make this weapon look like it's actually like overpowered and really good, even though it's not. It looks like we got a fellow Brass Beast user. He's got a lot less ammo than me, so I'm not going to take his Brass Beast. But that is somebody else on the Brass Beast, and oh man, this weapon is an adjustment. Hopefully this medic will crossbow me. I'll be peeking this corner in 3 to 5 business days. Okay, there's another guy. There's another Brass Beast heavy with me. That's pretty funny. Alright. I think this is like a decent angle here. Let's give this a shot. I mean, it's decent if you don't get sniped, but I might get sniped, so... Alright. Loads of people will tell me, oh, you shouldn't run the shotgun. I mean, I guess I could have gotten this health pack if I were on the shotgun, but it's just really nice to be able to reset. People say, well, people specifically say that the shotgun is good in tandem with the Brass Beast, which I guess I can, I can see where they might kind of get that from. I don't know, I've made my thoughts known when it comes to the shotgun on heavy, and I just feel like it's redundant and unnecessary. Yeah, speaking of redundant and unnecessary, that's kind of the issue with the Brass Beast. I mean, it can be good, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of the weapon, I think it's fun. But I don't usually run it because... And like, you won't usually find yourself saying this for TF2. I rarely ever say something like this for TF2. But like, the extra damage, like, kind of isn't necessary. Which, like, most items that have extra damage, it's like, are good, usually. Like, that's almost like a guaranteed. When we're talking about... I might not be able... I need to get on the objective here. Jump revving gets me killed, so... Would have liked to just stay where I was if we had more time on the clock. Oh, we actually had more time on the clock. I thought it was overtime because I was looking at the clock before we capped. But sorry, I'm getting distracted from my rant. But what I was saying is, like, okay, like, think of what's an item that does extra damage, like, or like, well, like, I guess like typically weapons that do less damage are bad. So like, think like the Liberty Launcher. Think like, man, I'm fried. I can't even think of. There's definitely more, but like, it's usually a bad thing to do less damage. Like you would think, it's usually a good thing to do more damage. But the question is, are the downsides worth the additional damage? And for this weapon, in some cases, the downsides don't matter. And really, the only downside is just the rev time, which honestly isn't even that big of a deal. And I mean, it is, but it's you can play around it. And the big one is just the slow move speed. And now, 2 lives later, I'm finally getting to why I brought this up, which is that the slow move speed can really screw you over sometimes, like really badly. And it did in that one particular instance where I was just, if I didn't want to spin down because of where I was, but I also would have benefited from being somewhere else. In that particular situation where I was like by the large health pack, kind of behind them, it would have been really nice to like reposition, because that scout ended up going back to where I killed him and I was still there, and I think if I had moved it would have been better. So anyways, that was a lot of talk for a relatively simple point, but I mean, I think it's like a general rule of thumb in this game that like items that deal extra damage are usually like, well, I guess not, because like you get the direct hit, and I wouldn't say that the direct hit. I would say that the direct hit is like better than the Brass Beast, like when you compare it to like the slot that it's in, right? Like I would say that the direct hit is like more viable than the Brass Beast, but I would also say that the Brass Beast is also viable in some instances. It kind of just depends, like, really, like, if you know that you're going to be in one spot defending, then the Brass Beast is just better than all the other options, but the problem is that's like oftentimes not going to be the case, and you don't. It's like it basically like, with the exception of a few very specific game states, you don't know that you're going to be only defending in only in one spot. So like, that's why the Brass Beast, like in my opinion, if you're taking the game really seriously, it's not worth running full time. But it can be good, and I'm hoping to make it look really good today. Shit. I gotta eat. I need a snack. If that soldier comes back, we're like kind of screwed, I think. I didn't mean to hit the wall there. Let's go peek this. This seems like it could be really good. Swing this corner in 3 to 5 business days. Alright. Yeah, see, like, I mean, I was totally screwed there on probably any minigun. The mini sentry, unironically, was the cause of death. Because I couldn't stay peeking. And, I mean, honestly, probably what I should have done is just started shooting the minigun immediately. Or shooting the sentry gun immediately, but... shoot. Okay. And just sucked up the fact that I was going to be trading a buttload of health. Right? I didn't want to trade a bunch of health, so I decided to back up, because, like, I think there was a comment. Oh, jeez. Alright, we're getting kind of stomped. I think there was a comment on one of my previous videos. I was playing heavy, and they were like, why don't you just, like... I think I was complaining about Engineer, probably. I don't remember the context, but they basically asked me, like, oh, like, why don't you just, as a heavy, just, like, commit to trying to kill the gun, and, like, just trade health. And it's probably not because I think I can't kill the gun. It's probably because I don't think that I can survive the subsequent, like, post-gun kill fight, right? Like, it's not 1v1s or whatever. I mean, obviously it's like an inanimate objects. It's not really 1v1, but, like, obviously this, like, fights in this game don't exist in a vacuum. Like, and, like, one thing you have to keep in mind for heavy isn't just, like, can I get this kill? It's also, if I commit to try to get this kill, and I succeed, how much health will I have lost? So, like, that's the reason in that particular situation, like a life or two ago, which is, it's funny, I'm doing this, but it's like, that's why I didn't really want to commit, was because I didn't want to take, like, 100 damage from the mini, and then all of a sudden I can't, win another fight after that, and that's why I didn't commit. And maybe I could have gotten away with it, you know, and in hindsight, I thought that, like, in hindsight, spinning down and running away ended up just getting me less value than if I had just committed. So, like, that's, like, an easy thing to do, easy calculations to make in hindsight, really. But in the moment, it's very difficult to make those decisions and be correct all the time. And it's like probably more obvious when you're wrong on the heavy class. Like, I think it's more obvious, like, when you make a mistake and you spin down and you try to run away and you just get caught by somebody that you maybe didn't know about, than it is if you, like, commit and you get all the kills and you go, like, oh, this is not helping, by the way. The sentry going behind is just, or not, that's not a sentry. This teleporter going behind is, like, probably not helping. But, okay, well, we're all leaving. This game is pretty much lost. But yeah, I guess, like, wow, that was horrible, but to be fair, it took me forever to spin up, and that scout's decent. So yeah, okay, we're just gonna lose. But my rant still stands, right? Which the rant is, if you weren't paying attention, this is just a horribly balanced game, by the way. I apologize that this isn't more interesting, but I mean, I'm playing good. Well, all things considered, I mean, my KD isn't great, but it's not bad when you consider that my team is just losing. And yeah. So anyways, I'm basically, at this point, I'm just staying here for my casual XP. So yeah, I think it's easier for me, at least. Well, I mean, it's easy for me just because I have, like, a ridiculous amount of hours in this game, but I think it's easier to notice when somebody makes a mistake that like is a mistake in hindsight, but like is actually probably the correct play in the moment. But it's difficult because like there's a lot of calculus. Well, not actually, but like there's a lot of decision making involved when it comes to your positioning in this game, regardless of what class you're playing. And like that was just a horrible, horrible balanced lobby. It seemed fine when I joined and we were defending, but yeah, evidently not. So hopefully we're gonna get a better game. But I think, like I said, I think I played pretty good. But I'll continue this rant in the next lobby here. Alright, so we're back, we're on Badwater. And what the hell was I trying to get at in that last game? Well, I guess I was trying to say that I appreciate people commenting advice or like anecdotes or whatever. And I think it's interesting. I'm not like trying to encourage people not to do that, because it's like I welcome criticism, critiques, like advice, because I'm always trying to improve as a player. I want to get better. But also, I think it's easy, really easy to just watch gameplay and then be like, oh, you should have just done this in that situation. And I'm not saying that's what people do, but like you gotta understand, like, it is way easier to be like, in hindsight, knowing what I know after watching the thing happen, that it was like, that was the incorrect play. And there is, like I said, like, okay, that last death, for example, I probably should have just backed up. However, if I got away with what I did, which was eating, then we maintain a lot more map control. So it's like, in hindsight, bad idea. But I honestly probably would have made the same decision if I were in the same situation again, just given the game state. Now, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the game coordinator. You know, we don't have the greatest balanced lobby, seemingly. There's no way I'm walking back in. Like, I thought about it for a second there when I stopped and turned around, but that was just a bad idea. I need to trust my instinct, because, I mean, so often do I go, like, I can probably refight this when they stop pushing the cart for a second, and then like, I recommit, and I'm like, I should have trusted my gut initially, because that was a terrible idea. But I don't really even want to try to do this flank play. This guy's running the quick fix, so this Uber's going to be kind of trash. We're just going to sit up here and, like, just try to trade. Just try to deal some damage. Don't really care if we take damage, because we got to medic up our ass here. Maybe you go peek this. This might get me killed if they have a sniper. I kind of want to just corner peek this. Just see if I can get anything. And the answer is yes, we can. Alright, now there's two fucking heavies. I'm like, damn, I died fast. But I guess I was just taking damage from some other things, but that's fine. There's a guy behind. I think that guy is just friendly or whatever, so that's alright. Unfortunately, like, our team is just kind of has the defensive capabilities of wet toilet paper. So we're just we're on third already. It's been like 2 minutes. I don't know. Hopefully I've been ranting about this for like probably 20 minutes at this point. Hopefully this rant is making sense, where I'm saying like it's like a good thing to approach like your gameplay with hindsight and be like, why did I die, or why did that go poorly? But also don't be too hard on yourself, because I think genuinely, especially in casual, like, and if you're playing like competitive, this is like different. It's like a little bit easier to kind of predict how people are gonna like what people are gonna do, just because it's more organized, right? Like, especially in casual, it's very easy to, like, in my opinion, maybe let me know if you disagree with this, but I think it's like very easy to just like make the correct play and then still die, because people don't play predictably. And like, obviously, like, in this game, there's like a certain level of seeing how the other team is playing and adapting, but like occasionally, like, you don't see what the other team is doing until like it kills you, right? That's like what I'm trying to get at. So I think I'm making sense. I don't know. I mean, this applies to every single class, I think, but especially for heavy, because heavy to me it just seems it's like when you make like a positional or like you overcommit or you like undercommit on heavy, you can just feel it. Like you just get corner peeked and die, or like you just die because you just kind of get bullied sometimes. Like if you're caught out of position on this class, you just die. If you know, don't target or like if you have bad target prio, like you don't turn around quickly enough for the spy that you know is coming, like you just die. Like mistakes just so often end in death on this class, where like other classes you can get away with things more often, a lot, right? So I think that's why heavy is, for me, a class that I really enjoy playing. Not only just because he's satisfying, but also just because I feel like I improve when I play him. Because like you have to like, maybe what I'm trying to say is that like when I'm playing soldier or demo, you know, my mechanics can bail me out of a lot of situations that I should just not have put myself in. And so therefore, like sometimes, like if you are playing against players who have worse mechanics than you, you'll like make mistakes, but then your brain doesn't register the fact that they're a mistake. And like you can do that on heavy if the players on the other team are like really bad, but it's like it requires like a lot less skill to like counter a really good heavy than it does to counter like a really good demo, I think. So that's what I'm trying to get at, I suppose, is that in this particular rant that I just started, this is like a separate rant from previously, is that, although it's somewhat related, is that I think heavy is like really good, in my experience, for recognizing when you're making positional errors. Now, obviously, positioning on heavy is different than positioning on demo, which is different from positioning on soldier, which is different from, you know, yada yada yada. But at the very least, it gets your brain kind of thinking. Especially when you're playing, like, I think at the bare minimum, playing heavy obviously is going to make you better at fighting against heavy on pretty much every class, just because you know, if you play a lot of heavy, you know, you've experienced what it's like to play against somebody who kills you a lot. Oh shit, there's a sniper watching me. This sucks. If somebody could get on that guy, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit in this corner. Okay, looks like we're opting for the sit in the corner option here. Well, I think that sniper might be dead now, so let's just fuck it. We'll peek. It's been long enough. Okay, no, I'm running. Run! Oh, I thought for sure that was a spy. See, okay, that was a situation. I want to point this out, because I've been talking about this, and I don't think I've ever really even talked about this anywhere. At least not, like, directly. So you're getting some... This is, like, some gate-kept information, right? Like, there, I choose to run away. I pull out my Fist of Steel, I make 100 health. It was possible, because I don't know, I'm not in a fucking Discord call. My team, I have voice chat turned off, but I doubt my team is calling where people are playing on their team. They're not like, the heavy's around the corner, or the sniper's on the roof. Like, they're not doing that. So I have to just guess. And, like, there, I got away with it. Like, I pulled out my Fist of Steel, nobody even shot me, and I ran away at 120 health, and it was all great, grand, wonderful. And then I got another kill, because I got re-healed, right? That seemingly isn't a mistake, but it could have been if I was wrong about my guess. And like it really is just an educated guess there of like, oh, I don't think that there's going to be anything waiting to kill me if I peek out right now. Or if there is, I think I can tank it with the Fist of Steel. And I think that this is like the most, like the mental calculus there is like, I think that this is the most, like the best play to like mitigate risk and like maximize reward. Of like, I'm taking a risk peeking out here, but the reward is greater than if I'm like, you know what? I'm going to... I guess either way it's a risk in that situation. It's just not a great situation to be in, but like I felt like that was like the best move, like the most value that I could get. And I felt that I could get away with getting away. And I felt that if I, like, going back to the interaction that happened on Odyssey... Oh, there's a sniper watching this. No, thank you. The interaction that happened on Odyssey... Like, I ran away, and it ended up being bad. Like, I should have just traded health, because I didn't realize that there were people cutting off my exit. Like, there, if there were not anybody cutting off my exit, I probably would have looked like a total genius. Like, oh, look, he, like, was in a spot, he, like, ran away, he got away with what he was doing, unpunished. Like, that looks like the correct play. But like I said on the... Ooh, that was very lucky. That was, I guess, kind of brass beast value. But again, like I said, it's like easy to be like, oh, that was a mistake in hindsight. And like, likewise, the previous life I just played, where I was like in the corner with like low health, I was getting spammed out from somewhere. I ran away with the Fist of Steel, and I got away with it. And like, was that the correct play? Maybe not. Maybe I should have stayed in the corner and tried to eat my sandwich, or maybe I should have just stayed revved up and hoped that somebody blundered into me. Like, I don't know. It's like, sometimes I guess like you don't know what the, like, maybe sometimes it's just like you can't determine what the correct play is unless you just see what happens and if it works. Because I mean, casual is so chaotic that like I think there could be an argument made that's like it's not a solved game mode, or like I think like the answer is like the best play is the one that gives you like the highest percent chance to succeed. And so I feel like there are like heuristics that you can apply to casual that are just like almost always going to be true for like the most efficient play style, which like if you haven't figured this out, like watching the main channel or just like watching how I play, like that's what I do. I do the things that give you, generally speaking, I'm sure I'm making a lot of mistakes, but generally well, I'm making mechanical mistakes, but from like I'm talking about positioning here, right? Like I'm just doing things that I have found are effective in the majority of situations, and like if there are people on the other team doing things to counter those things, or they're just playing weird, I will adapt if necessary, right? And that's just like how I play the game. And so that's why this is like, I mean, this perhaps sounds like these insane ramblings of a YouTuber who's finally gone off the deep end to some people, but I'm hoping that this is helpful and relevant. I mean, you haven't clicked off yet, right? So I'm guessing it is. And that's like the lesson, which is why I've been able to stay on this topic for like a whopping, let's look, like 10 minutes at least. Probably a lot more than that. That's just how long the OBS recording is going, is 11 minutes. So yeah, that's the... I actually think that the Brass Beast might have saved me there as well. Again, there's another time I eat my sandwich, right? Nobody comes around the corner. Well, an allied Pyro comes around the corner, and I get away with it. Other times I might die there. Maybe if there was somebody coming around the corner, maybe I should have revved up and just tried to kill them and hoped that they missed, right? Things like that. It's like you don't know if you can get away with it until you try, but eating my sandwich seemed like it was the most appropriate thing to do there, because if somebody does come around the corner, but like I'm revved up because I opted to guess that somebody was coming around the corner, but it was like delayed, I might have been able to eat my sandwich still. So it's like rip off the band-aid, let's just try to eat the sandwich, because I'm going to try to do it eventually, let's just do it right away and see if it works, is kind of the idea. Maybe I should have just stayed on the roof, just spun up there. I don't know, I think some people, they knew I was behind or something, and we lose, okay. It's kind of crazy. Our points are so much better, but it feels like we're getting rolled. I don't know. I'm 30-5, and I guess that was like a decent hold on third there that we had going. I just like, we pushed up, I pushed up too far, and they like cleared out my team behind me, and I was like slow to realize because I was ranting and rambling. So I think my little hiatus on second when they were like capping third is probably the reason we lost that, to be honest with you. But I mean, also it's possible that my team stabilizes and like there's like a spawn wave of 6 and I'm on the roof and I kill like a bunch of people. So that was like a high risk, high reward play there, which is sometimes okay to do. The time you don't want to make a play like that, because I mean I'm on the topic, I might as well go down this rabbit hole while I'm on a roll. When I'm on the topic of present chances and stuff, it's like, okay, I said before, like I usually play in a way that's like low risk but like pretty high reward, or like I'm playing to make plays that are like the biggest percent chance to succeed and like put me and my team into a good situation, right? But like sometimes I think it can be good to, like, to change things up. And, like, try to do something, like, if you see the opportunity, be like, oh, look, like, normally I wouldn't, like, bomb in right now, but it does look like I have an opening, and, like, if I kill the medic, that's, like, a high reward. So, like, it's probably, like, a lower % chance that you're going to kill the medic than if you were to just, like, maybe go for a safer kill. Like, oh, maybe I'm going to try to kill this, you know, this spy that I know is lurking around. Like, yeah, sure, like, it's like if you just sit and if you're playing soldier and you just like wait for a spy to show up that you know is like on a timer, he's probably going to be decloaking soon. Like you'll probably that's like you're higher, you're more likely to succeed, right? But that's a less valuable pick than the medic pick, right? Just like making up an example. So I think there's obviously like a tightrope that you're walking where it's like you don't want to just like do like the most boring like stale plays over and over and over again. Like if you see opportunities, like, oh look, like their pyro and their engineer just died, like that's like 2 less people who are going to be protecting the medic. Maybe I can bomb in right now, like, you know, etc, etc. Man, our team is just having a terrible time like in and out of this spawn. Okay, well, this is not the greatest class to be playing to break out of spawn, and it's like kind of ruining my commentary. Although maybe my commentary, maybe my dry, boring, analytical commentary is ruining my commentary and not the game. Well, I don't think it's boring. Maybe I mean, like, I'm kind of half joking when I say it. I think it's pretty interesting, but it is kind of dry. It's like a dry interesting. But anyways, now I got a little opening, and we're gonna. This is what exactly what I'm talking about. Like this is like kind of dumb, but if this works, it'll be wonderful. Especially I'm on the brass beast, I'm slow as hell, and it's like at the moment it's not working. It's like going very poorly because I just got shot at. Dude, that is such a bad mechanic, man. Like let's just encourage medics to literally walk into death, certain absolute 100% certain fucking death if they don't get lucky, and let's reward them. Let's make them fucking lucky. All 7s on this fucking slot machine, baby. God damn it. I hate random crits, man. I'm flipping that one. That one's going in the folder, but... I mean, I guess the sad truth... At least in my eyes, it's a sad truth. The sad truth is that random crits also do kind of play into this conversation that we're having about, like, risk management, and it's that, yeah, okay, random crits do kind of allow you to do shit like that, and, like, have it make sense. But I personally am just, like, completely and utterly opposed to the idea of random crits in this game, if you couldn't tell. And I hate them, and I sometimes will, but I try not to make it a habit of just like, oh, I'm gonna go for random crits. But I will definitely abuse the fact that they're so frequent sometimes, and like, okay, they fucking quick fix, man. We're really ticking all the boxes. Like, this is a certified, Scary Broccoli classic when we are fucking talking about random crits, weird, like, TF2 theory, and the quick fix all in one video, all back to back. It's brilliant. We're gonna fucking lose this game. I refuse to switch off a brass beast. I'm doing everything I can to help my team. Other than switching from the very thing that I like, I'm playing this game to do, which is to make this video. And switching. I've done it before, but I'm not doing it in this video. I refuse to adapt. Because the entire purpose is to use the brass beast. So I think I'm getting like lock and loaded. No, that's just a stock grenade launcher, but it still hurts. Oh, I think that might be a spy. Okay. Let's try this stuff. Let's try going up here. Oh my god. Oh, dude, okay, I thought that was gonna... It's not a random crit, it's a Kritzkrieg, but I was like, that's gonna kill me. It's not good. Yeah, the lock and load, okay. We're really ticking all the boxes. The lock and load, the quick fix, random crits, obscure TF2 theory. That's not really obscure, but... You are not, I mean, I think people watching this channel probably already know, you are not gonna hear most... TF2 YouTubers talking about this shit, because most TF2 YouTubers are... Well, you know what? Perhaps it's better I leave that unsaid. But anyways, I think that's going to be the end of this video. Unfortunately, we weren't able to win, but yeah, thank you for. I'm going to bed. Thank you for watching.